angle. This angle is called angle I. That is, what is it? It is talking about angle of incidence. So one thing we have studied from the laws of reflection is that this angle of incidence and this is the angle of reflection, and it is between whom? It is between the normal and the reflected ray. So this is my reflected ray. Okay, this is my reflected ray. So this reflected ray and the normal created an angle which is called as angle of reflection. This is the angle. Okay, if I want to show you more, I can show you this is the angle. So according to our laws of reflection, what we understood that angle of incidence and angle of reflection will be same. If it is of 30 degree, that also will be a 30-degree value. So remember guys, in order to deal with image, you always have to relate with reflected ray. Please understand this part. Whenever you will be talking about image, then reflected ray or refracted ray only will help you about this. Got the point what I said? Means if you talk about image, the incident ray cannot help you to find out where is the image. This is one of the most important point. What does the incident ray can do? Incident ray can only deal with the object. Incident ray, if you ask incident ray that where is the object, then he can easily show that yes, from wherever I'm coming out, there will be the object. To go and search out somewhere and I can find where is the object. But reflected ray and refracted ray, if you talk about reflected ray and refracted ray, then you will only talk about the image. If you want to locate where is my image, then reflected ray or refracted rays. In case of refraction, or we are talking about plane mirror, means here we'll be only dealing with what? We'll be dealing with reflections. So whenever we'll have refraction, then there will be refracted ray, and refracted ray can tell you where is the image. So let's check another example of understanding the concept of some objects: real object, virtual object. What do you mean by real object and virtual object? Just now, whatever sentence I have used, please make a focus and make a note down. That incident ray deals with the object, reflected ray deals with the image. This is the most important point. Now, if I want to show you, just a minute. Okay, can you see this on the screen? This is where you can understand about real object and virtual object. What does that mean? See, this is the point from where the light is coming out. Have you seen? This is the point. If I want to take in, this is the point from where the light is coming out. And that means if you ask these rays, if you go and ask these rays that where means where from you have come, what was your origination place, where was the origination point, originating point, then you will say just take my path and go behind, you will find where is the object. So means these were the real object which I was talking about. Okay, but here you see, here also I'm dealing with the incident ray. I'm not talking about the reflected ray. Here also I'm dealing with the incident ray because the surface is not even plane on. If I talk about surfaces, two surfaces are there, S1 surface and S2 surface. Please understand guys, these rays which were coming from a different sources were about to go and meet somewhere at this point. Okay, they were about to meet at this point somewhere. Which point? This point. They were about to meet here, but due to this surface they were unable to pass by, isn't it? They were unable to pass by. So what was the reason they were unable? Because the surface was in the middle, and these rays which I'm showing now, which I'm focusing now, this is the rays, means these are the rays. Okay, these were the rays where it was about to go and fall somewhere on a screen, but what happened? Unfortunately, a surface came in the middle which did not allow them to pass. Now, question is, if they would have passed, then there would be a chance for them to meet here. So this is what I can talk about the virtual object. But in reality, I can't say that this is really existing, but I'll say it was about to the incident rays were about to meet at that point, and that's what I will call it as virtual object. Now, if I talk about real image, see, this is the surface. Incident ray, for example, if I talk about incident ray, these are the incident rays which is going and falling on the surface, and these are the reflected rays which are going out from the surface after getting heat back or somewhere like that. Now, for example, if this would be a mirror, okay, if this would be a mirror, then these rays, how they would come out. So if I want to show that how these rays would come out, then this would be like that. For example, the ray would come from here, and then it would fall, and then it would go in this direction. This would be the direction of rays. Then what would be the direction of this ray? This is how it would go and fall, and then it would go in that way. Got it? Then what would be the condition for this case? This would come like that and fall, and then it would go in this way. This is how they would go and meet it in that point. So here you can easily understand which are the incident ray and which are the reflected rays if it would happen. So this rays, which I'll call as reflected rays, they are really meeting at this point. Yes or no? They are really meeting at this point. This reflected rays are meeting at this point. So if I ask this reflected rays that where is the image, then they can easily show me, yes, wherever we are meeting, wherever we all are going and meeting, there is the point where you will find the image. But if I talk about the virtual image, then what would the condition? Now, if I take the same case for this example, now for example, light came here, and after getting reflected, it was going back like that. So these four were the reflected rays. Okay, these four were reflected rays. But now by looking at their conditions, I can easily understand that if these rays go by or if they pass, they are not going to meet any time in the future. Okay, they will never meet anywhere in the future. So if they are not going to meet, then what I have to do, I have to make them to imagine that they are going and meeting in the backside. Okay, I have to imagine to bring them backward so that I can relate a point, a collinear point where I can find out. And that's what we talked about just before. Sometimes the reflected rays can tell me about the image. So that's why, since these were the reflected rays, so I brought them back in a points to make them understand that this were it was the place where I got the image. So this was the basic difference between the real image and the virtual image. This was the basic concept difference. Now, yes.
I didn't understand.
Yes, Tamina?
I didn't understand. Where was the object, the surface?
Could you please say a little bit louder?
I did not understand what you just said about this real image and virtual image.
You were present from the starting?
Pardon?
Were you present from the starting of my explanation?
Yes, sir. I was present. I joined a bit 2 minutes late because of network problem.
Okay, no problem. The point that I was discussing is that whenever we will talk about real image and virtual image, or real object and virtual object, just imagine that object, whenever we'll talk about object, we have to focus on the incident rays, the rays which are going and falling on the surfaces. Okay, let it be real or virtual. We have to just directly focus on to incident rays. This is the simplest concept, you just remember. Whenever we want any object, but yes, I have a ray diagrams, but I don't know where is my object. Then you can just go and ask the incident ray. The incident ray, from where are you coming, and where is the object? Then he can just tell you that where is the object. But incident ray can't tell you where is the image. This is the most important point. Now, why is it so? That why incident ray can't talk about image? And for this is the best example to understand. So in this diagram, what you will see, this is where this is my incident ray. Okay, this is the ray where I'm talking about an incident ray. So if this is my incident ray, that means this is the point where I'm talking about. This ray is my incident ray. Now, if I ask this incident ray that please tell me where is the image, he can't say, because this incident ray, the line, if I talk about that, this ray is having a direction of this portion. So in this line, I would be able to get my this image. But if I ask this reflected ray, then he can easily tell me where is my image, because if I proceed him downward or backward, then at least I can go back and find the image. If I go that side also or this side also, means this line of my reflected ray somehow can tell me where is the image, but incident ray cannot make me to understand that is the image. But incident ray can talk about object. Incident ray, if you go and ask this incident ray that where is the object, then he can say, okay, from whichever line I came from, you just go behind that and you will find the object somewhere. That's what the main meaning I was talking about here, the real objects and the virtual object. So real object means what? From where you can really object. And that's not the actual definition, that really can you see it or not. But just remember that incident ray, the incident ray, whenever incident ray means we are talking about that they will be appearing to come out from a single point. Okay, so that's my account. I'm doing it from two mobiles. That's the reason I'm not switching on my video. Okay, incident ray, we are having two cases. The point is, the incident rays may come out from one source, or the incident ray may come from very different sources and come and meet in one point. Doesn't matter where you are having. If the light rays, the incident rays, if you are focusing, and if you can trace them, you can find the real objects. You can see the real objects, then that's my real object. And if you ask the incident rays that where are you going to meet, then if the incident ray says, no, I was about to go and meet, but one surface came in the middle. So an imaginary idea that they could have met there. The incident rays could have met there. Then that point I'll call as virtual object, which in reality is not there. That's what that is. It's the most basic and common, very important topic. So after this, if I want to show you that the plane that I showed that day, isn't it the plane that we talked about, and we did a lot of experiments about the plane. So I'm just giving an idea that how does that plane look like, imaginary planes. If I talk about this imaginary plane, this is one very simple diagram which can make you to understand the plane. Give me a moment. Okay, can you see? On the right side, you see on the dot line. Have you seen? This is the line where I'm talking about. This is the line. Have you seen this dot area? This is the region, imaginary region. That's what it's called, the plane. Isn't it? I was talking about that only that day. So this is the plane where we get usually confused. The incident ray, the reflected ray, the normal at the point of incidence all lie in the what? All lie in the
Same plane.
same plane. Is it the same plane? Is it the ground part? Is it this which I'm talking about, the plane? Is it this?
No, sir. Not sure.
No. What is that? What is that? If I talk about this, what is it? What will be this?
Mirror.
Is it the
Mirror,
surface,
it's-
reflecting surface? And here the reflecting surface is the mirror. Or what is it? Is it? It is the reflecting surface. I shall not get confused with the surface and the plane. Got it? So can you see the incident ray, the reflected ray, the normal at the point of incidence, all are lying the same planes. Again, I'm showing. Please please focus. Please focus. I'm showing you with a little bit broader part. Incident ray, reflected ray, normal at the point of incidence, all are lying inside this plane or not? Yes or no? So they all are lying inside the same plane that I'm talking about. Clear? So my laws of reflections are completely clear. I don't have any single doubt from this topic, which is one of the most important topic, because this law you are going to get in class 10. So the most important point is your most part of chapter number 10. Okay, chapter number 10 of class 10 is over. You are going to get this topic only in class 10, so which you I don't think that you should remember and memorize after going. And if you go in class 10, then you'll find our 90% topics will be already completed from before. Once you go to class 10, you'll feel and you will see, yes sir, what you said, it was correct. Clear? After laws of reflection, we will convert and enter in reflection in curved mirror. Okay, reflection in curved mirrors means in curved surfaces. And what would happen in if I go and move in curved surfaces? So let me just give you an example, small example, that what would happen if I go and enter in curved surfaces. For example, this is one circle that I've taken. Out of this circle, if I tell you that I want to make this portion, okay, wait, let me make it a little bit broader. Okay, for example, this portion from here to there, from there till here, this portion I want to cut and take out. Can you see it? This portion from here till there, this portion I want to cut and take out. This portion I want to cut and take out from this circle. Just imagine. And if I want to cut and take out from the surface, then definitely I have to understand that what is there. There will be a center somewhere here, center of the circle. Yes or no? If this is a circle, then obviously there will be a center. Okay. Now, if I pass a line just through that center, just imagine I have passed a line through that center, then this line will be called as principal axis. Just remember this point. It's an imaginary line. In reality, it will not pass. It's just an imaginary line. If it passes, then I'll call it a principal axis. Out of this, if this part, sorry, out of this, if this portion would be my reflecting surface, okay, let me write it. If this part would be my reflecting surface, and that portion, if it would be my non-reflecting part, okay, non-reflecting part. What does that mean? Non-reflecting part. Non-reflecting part. Which means if I take a mirror, then what will happen? One part will be the reflecting part, another part will be the wooden part or not? Huh? Normally, whatever you have, whenever you see a mirror, I think so everyone has mirror at home. One part is the glass part, another one is the wooden part or not? Wooden part or the plastic part if you talk about. So that's called the non-reflecting part. So these two portions, if I take and understand, then this is how a curved mirror comes up. So this, in this way, I have to just remember that here would be my C, okay? There would be my C because there is the center here. Here somewhere would be my center. So for today, only this much we will understand and keep, and next day we will try to move forward. Slowly, nothing will happen. We'll try to clear all the basics. I'm telling you, I'm just giving, not only giving you the academics, I'm giving you JEE and NEET foundation also. Advanced topics from physics and chemistry. So that when you go to higher classes, it becomes like water for you. Is it clear what I said? So if anyone has any problem from today's explanation, you can ask. Any doubt from today's explanations, you can ask. Okay, by the way, we have understood many things today. Just discuss whatever we have understood one by one. Who wants to say? Whatever things you have understood. Is what have you taken today in your mind? After coming to the class, we have achieved anything? If yes, say what you have achieved. Anyone, you can unmute and no problem. Say. Who will say? So many are there. Jasmine, Tamina, Mebu, Humaira, Madhud, Najira, all so many are there. Just anyone. Whatever we have received today from there, whatever you have understood, just tell what you have understood. Means it's just kind of a discussion mode. Let's revise. Do it. Come on, Jasmine, unmute and tell what you have understood.
Understood that the incident will be detected ray at the normal and point of incidence lie in the same place. When an incident ray touches the surface, then there's a normal.
Which should be? That normal should be?
Should be perpendicular.
To whom?
On the surface.
So don't miss this point. It's a very important point.
And the incident ray will be reflected back.
Just for example, I'm just taking one example. Okay, just give me a moment. Just a very simple example I'm taking. We have just talked about a kind of ray, isn't it? We have talked about a mirror. And if I just take you to example, live example of this mirror, then how it would be, I'm showing you. Okay? Live example of this mirror. See, this is the object. For example, if I want to show you, then I can show. This is my mirror. This is my object. And that is my image. Okay, this is how the ray diagrams are occurring, and we will do it. Don't worry. See, this is how the ray diagrams will happen. In concave mirror, this is how the ray diagrams will happen. So how would I say that this is a concave mirror? See, if this portion of the mirror would become a circle, then somewhere it would become like that circle. That's what we call it, a concave mirror. Just a simple example I have given to make you understand what is it.
Sir.
Yes.
What is the thing present in concave mirror that it makes a thing larger?
That makes a thing what?
Larger.
Oh, what does that makes it larger? No, a mirror cannot make an object larger. If you go in front of a object, mirror, concave mirror, for example, you have gone in front of a concave mirror, so you'll become larger over. No, your image will be affected. Very good. So the image will be affected. And what is the reason you are asking? The reason is they are made in such an order, they are carved a little bit, and whatever incident rays are going and falling, their reflected rays are going and meeting in such a way so that